Hello guys and welcome back to this channel. So at the moment I'm in a lot of trades. At the moment. Some of these trades just started very nice, and others are already in what massive what profits. Now what you have to get from this is, as a trader, you have to be flexible. But at the same time, you have to understand that it's not every trade or every pair that is worth what trading at the moment. No, you can actually have analysis for it, or you choose not to have analysis for it at all, because at that moment it's not worth trading. So you don't even bother yourself to do what, to execute a trade or to even analyze it. Now in this video, what I'm going to teach you guys is very simple: how to actually take advantage of pairs, how to actually maximize your wins through being flexible, meaning through executing trades on multiple pairs. What do you do? How do you understand if this pair is now ready to do what, to push all the way up? So let's dive in. So first of all, why is flexibility a key thing in every trader's journey? Now you can't actually be on only one pair. It's not going to be possible, because let's look at this. For instance, this is what Euro JPY. Just look at what was happening around this zone right here. Do you see me trading this pair around that time? Absolutely not, because what is happening right here is a huge consolidation, and this huge consolidation is having a lot of volume. Now what I, as a trader, would do is wait for all this volume to get taken. Meaning, I just have to wait for the change of character. When that change of character happens, I'm executing my trade. Very simple. So it's not every single trade at every single moment for you to trade, and at the same time you can't be on every single pair. So when this was happening and I wasn't on this pair right here, what was I doing? I was actually executing trades on US 500. I was also doing searching for levels to execute trades on basically every single pair that actually looks good to execute a trade. When you go to Euro JPY, it's just right now that it started looking good, right? Just about 3 days ago that it started this nice movement right here. Go to Euro USD. When it comes to Euro USD, I've been on this trade since last week Friday. Very nice. So if on Euro JPY I wasn't really seeing any serious movement right here, I could actually divert that analysis, that time that I was going to waste on this pair, onto a different pair, and I'm going to do make a lot of money from it, right? Now the second thing is, you have to know which pairs are good to trade at the moment. That is just what I'm saying already. But this is actually different. Why? Because yes, some pairs can be pushing all the way up, but it will not be good to trade at the moment, right? Because when we look at this, so for instance, let's look at, I think that's USD JPY. Look at it. It was pushing all the way down. That wasn't a good pair to me. That wasn't a good time to trade Euro JPY, USD JPY. It's not a good time because it hasn't really shown any really serious movement. This is just looking like a retracement. I'm not going to waste my time on this type of trend. No, I can equally wait for a good setup to execute a good trade. Very nice. So do you understand that you don't have to execute trades on every single pair, and you also have to understand that it's not every pair that is worth trading at the moment. Sometimes some pairs are not really good, especially if it's consolidation, if it's consolidated. Now, what do you actually see in a pair that shows that this pair is good to trade? One, if it's respecting levels. So when you look at this zone right here, that was USD JPY actually got the trade from here all the way up because it was respecting levels. You can see that zone right there. When price pushes all the way back and came and hit the trend line, what do I think? I know price is pushing all the way up. Very simple. When you come to Euro USD, this is what we are having. I'm sorry, this is becoming bulky. This is what we are having. I can see the price was respecting this zone a lot. You can see it all the way down to this level right here. Very nice. That is a big form of bullish flag. So indirectly, it's telling me that if price is coming all the way back to this level again, I should be ready to do to join it all the way up, because that joining or that entry that I'm going to make right here could actually be the trade that will actually push through this bullish flag right here, indirectly telling me that I will be in a massive trade. You understand the concept about this? So when pairs are not really respecting any levels, you don't have to execute any trade. When you come to Euro JPY, you can see this clearly. Just look at, you see from this zone right here, from this zone all the way up to this level. Price wasn't doing anything. No level was being respected below here. Nothing. Price was just consolidating anyhow, moving up and down any way it wants. But when it comes to this zone right here, we can see what price now starting to do, what respect a single zone, which is this high right here. So what am I going to do? I'm going to mark that high as well. Wait for price to do what? Just push a little bit above it, changing character at the same time breaking through the level that it has created so far, so that I can now execute my buy trade. So it's not every time that you have to execute a trade. And when you want to execute a trade, look for trends or look for trades that actually matter. Look for a trend that has a support, or look for trend that has a resistance, because if it has a resistance, it shows that price is trying to push somewhere. If it has a support, it shows that what price is also trying to push somewhere. Now, how do you actually manage all these pairs, or why how do you manage all these trades that you are actually having on different pairs? So the basic thing is for you to actually check out your what your margin, because your margin has to be huge enough for you to execute this type of trades. Now, what I do is, you see that the time that I actually executed these trades on what these trades right here on Euro USD, I wasn't in any other trades apart from gold. I was only on this trade and gold. Why? Because you have to calculate your margin. Now, because this has now become a lot, much more in what in profit. This is a huge profit that I'm already having. I'm now using this. I'm working on what the profits that I've made on Euro USD. So when you go to every single trade, every single trade that I've executed so far, and this trade as well, I'm working on is what is profit. So right now, I'm not at all working on my account. I'm working on profits that I've made so far on what Euro USD, and I'll actually be closing these trades today. Very nice. So that is how you actually manage your reward, or that's how you actually manage your risk, because you can't actually keep count or understand what is going to happen every single minute. And also remember to put in what stop losses. You can see that this, I'm actually looking at it every single minute. I just wanted to get to this highs right here. I can take my first and second TP stop loss there. Very nice. When you look at this zone as well, I'm just hoping for price to push across this resistance zone, because when you look just above here, that right there becomes what a very serious what resistance zone. When price breaks above it, I'll be looking forward to doing what putting stop loss. Easy as that. When you look at Nasdaq, right? This is Nasdaq. I'm waiting for a good setup. Now, a lot of people start buying right now. Why am I not buying? Because it hasn't really told me to buy. So I don't really need to buy. Why am I saying this? Yes, I've actually seen a nice push all the way up. Yeah, but yes, price is also crazy. Price is also crazy. It can just push back down to this zone, or it can even come all the way back down to what either this zone right here or probably this, before a continuation all the way up. So yes, price is crazy. I have to wait for a pure confirmation. Even if I get something that looks like this, that's a pure confirmation of an upward movement, because we just broke through a major zone. So that becomes very good, right? So yes, that is another thing that you should actually understand when you're executing your trades. And the next thing is, do not force your trades. Right now, I'm looking at an uptrend. I'm not trading on it because I'm not trying to force anything. I'm not trying to execute a trade that I'm not seeing. I'm not seeing any trade currently. I don't have to execute. When you come all the way back here, I'm not seeing any trade. To me, you would have already seen a trade here, but to me, I don't see any trade, so I don't have to execute. Because right now, what I'm seeing currently is what, yes, price has actually had a low right here, and we can see the counter trading right here. But to me, on what USD JPY, this is quite less. I don't want this. I don't want to be trading this, right? Because it's quite less to me. I want to see a perfect movement, a very serious movement before I can execute a trade. So yes, these are things that you should actually do. Try your best and understand before you execute your trades, and just stay calm. Don't try your best and execute trades every single day. No, don't do that. I had this alarm right here. I wasn't even looking on this chart. I was still analyzing a chart on WhatsApp gold. I was analyzing a chart on gold. I think that was the 714 method today. and this got triggered. I came to the charts, I saw that my alarm got triggered, and I do what? I executed my trade. Very, very nice. I'm currently in massive what profits. So you see what is happening. You see what is happening. Always try your best and understand. This trade, I actually took it last week. Price pushed all the way up and came back and took me out of what? Break even. If I were to be a beginner trader or someone who likes revenge trading, I'll be looking forward to selling all the way down because price is pushing down. But no, why will I do that in the first place? Price hasn't really told me anything yet. I have to still wait. So right now that I've waited, you can see that we're having an upward what formation. This shows an uptrend, not a downtrend. If in any case price is reversing back after this massive push, I'll be looking forward to putting my stop loss at break even. Very, very simple. So you see how these things work. You see how things actually do what work in this forex market. You have to stay vigilant. You have to understand that it's not every single trade that you have to take. I'm not trading this, and I'm okay with that. But because I'm not trading this, I'm trading something that is good, which is this right here. Because I'm trading something that is good right here, the profit that I'm making from this, I'm using those profits to trade this as well. You understand that what I'm doing right now? Do you understand? So I'm building up profit upon what? Profit by using the old profit that I've just gained so far. So today, if I actually close two trades right here on what? Euro USD, meaning I'll still be having at least one trade running. I think this is two trades right here. This is also two trades right here. So I'm thinking of closing one here, one there. So leaving one and two. But this is too close to price. And you can see I'm having a series of rejections. So at the moment, this is not good to trade. You have to wait. Price can equally come back to this zone and start shooting all the way up, or maybe all the way back down to these levels right here. Using this and this as what? Liquidity zone or inducement. So yes, that is another way of looking at what? A trade, or looking at a trend. So you have to try your best and get out of trades when they are already in profit. You can see that this trade right here was actually in profit all the way up to this zone right here, about 27k in what? In profit. Now you can see that I'm having an alert on what? On gold. Now gold is also crossing another level. I just have to go to gold and do what? And analyze and trade again. So that is what you do. You don't really have to be on the chart every single time 24/7. No, you don't have to do that. You just have to understand this is happening, that is happening, and you make your analysis. When that happens, you do what? You execute your trade. So currently all the trades that I'm actually in, you consider everything is pushing all the way very, very good, right? JPY, trust me, JPY has been falling, and you already know if JPY is falling, it's going to be good for what? Other pairs, right? So that's why I'm trading Euro JPY right here and this right here. They are very, very good right now. This is not a good pair to trade right now until price actually solidifies and give me a perfect reason for an entry. I'm not really going to stress myself doing that, right, or looking for it. Euro USD is now consolidating from here all the way up. It's showing price actually wants to go somewhere. So after this video, immediately I'm going to close these two trades right here, maybe close another one here. Then I'll leave the final TP to do what? To hit these highs right here. Very, very simple. When we come to Nasdaq, what are we currently having? So on Nasdaq too, you can see that we're actually having an uptrend, but because it hasn't really given me any reason to execute, I'm not really going to execute right now. I'll have to wait to actually see whether this candle, by the time this candle finishes, will push through, or maybe I have to go to a 5 minute time frame, or probably let me see, maybe a one. I don't like trading 1 minute time frame on what Nasdaq, because Nasdaq is way too weird. I don't like it. Trust me, it's weird for me. I don't like it. So I don't really understand what's going on. And let's look at on a bigger time frame. What are we having on gold? Yes, this is what we're having on gold as well. You can see that actually I did this analysis right here about this was my third zone of what? Buyers, right? So price actually tapped into my third zone of buy on buyers, my third zone of buyers before pushing all the way up. So we might use these two levels as inducement. If we are using this as inducement, meaning price will drop through it, pull liquidity from the last low right here and start shooting all the way up. Or we might come to my second zone of what buyers, which I'll actually be looking forward for what buys around that zone as well. So yes, these are things that you should understand, especially if you want to start scaling in and building your account really, really fast. You have to know which pair is good at the moment, which pair is not good at the moment. I have to end this video so that I'll make an analysis on what Nasdaq. I'll make an analysis on Nasdaq because yes, it's a very good pair at the moment. When you look at this, you can see what's happening just above here. But Nasdaq has this weird thing of what dropping back down immediately, right? Why am I saying this? It can have a perfect move. What is a perfect move? Something that looks like a bullish flag. So I suck at drawing, but just take it like that. So this right here could equally be a bullish flag right now. Nasdaq is it sucks at just pushing all the way up. To be honest, this is a bullish flag. Now, price can push through this level and we'll come back for a retest and just continue pushing all the way up. Now, with Nasdaq, we can just push up like this and drop all the way down. I don't like it a little bit. That's why I don't use Nasdaq as my what favorite pair. My favorite pair is actually gold because it respects levels very, very well, and at the same time I actually like what US 500 because it's just a very easy pair. It's a very easy pair and it takes a very long time to actually push. So even if you're a beginner trader, it will take you some days before you actually lose money, right? That's just how it is. So it's very, very simple. But yes, that's just it. As a trader, you already know what to do. Try your best and be flexible. You can see that this trade is running. This trade is running. Another trade right here is running almost at the what the full TP. This trade, no. This pair rather, this pair, no, not even a little bit. I'm not even looking at trading it right now. Even probably by the end of the day, if price does not take out these highs, I'm still not trading this. Euro USD, I'll be closing this two trades right here at the same time, closing one around this zone right here. Nasdaq, I'm still waiting for a confirmation. I've told you Nasdaq has this thing of what dropping back down, so I don't really like it. It can be pushing up massively, and all of a sudden you just see what a sudden death. I call it a sudden death because it drops massively. It will drop massively all the way down. I think we had it somewhere around this zone right here. Yes, this was it right here. And yes, I could blame this on news, but still, that was it right there. A sudden death, a very serious what drop all the way back down. You can see it happening every single way. So that's why I don't really like Nasdaq that much. But yes, we have news today on Nasdaq, so probably by the time price will actually reach it, maybe I'll look forward for a very serious execution, right? But yes, that's just it. This video is becoming long. I have to actually stop. But yeah, that's just what I want to tell you guys. Understand, you always have to learn how to execute a trade on a different pair because you can't be trading one single pair at all times. If it's not good at the moment, trust me, you are going to be stressed. But yeah, but that's just it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys for watching. Try your best and learn how to chat. Try your best and learn how to chat on different pairs. Try your best and learn how to do what execute trades with minimum what losses as possible because it will help you a lot. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.